Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about The View. We're going to talk about the mainstream media collapse. And we're going to talk about alternatives to The View. Apparently,
Yeah, there's going to be a new one.
A new View, yes. Now with more wokeness. No, actually, Rob Schneider is going to launch a competing show against The View, a conservative version of The View. So that'll be really interesting because I remember when The View first started, not that I watched it regularly being a guy, but they did have a more balanced group of women.
That's what I was going to say. Back in the day, it was way more, well, first of all, it was more balanced the whole way around. Like, people weren't like, you didn't vote the way as me, same way as me, so I should never speak to you again. It wasn't anywhere near as crazy as it is now. It's insane now. But yeah, they had different opinions on there, and it was okay to have different opinions. It's not okay to have different opinions now.
Yeah, so let's talk about all this, all the drama going on in the media, and possible alternatives. And I think that's what people are looking for, are alternatives. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go out to clownfishminus.com. Check out our merch. Check out our exclusive content. You can also get that content on clownfishtv.locals.com. So yeah, you sent this over. We'll talk about this first because we've been talking a lot about The View and how they've basically been imploding in real time, but weirdly enough, their ratings are supposedly up.
Yeah, they're supposedly being high. I don't understand it because I mean,
they're high. The View is high.
I know The View's high. I'm still thinking Sonny and Whoopi are cruising for a lawsuit or a firing. I mean, I'm surprised they haven't been fired yet.
Yeah.
To be completely fair, the stuff that comes out of their mouths is like, at least, sometimes Whoopi Goldberg does, like, she was agreeing with Elon Musk the other day about Ozempic not being a good idea. But other times she's like fights with other people who are saying, hey, maybe Democrats are out of touch. They're out of touch.
I mean, we're talking about, how old is Whoopi now? Is she like 70 now?
I don't know.
And she's a multi-millionaire. And when she's saying stuff like, hey, some of us have to go to work for a living, I'm like, do you really have to go to work for it? Because you probably could quit right. Well,
I don't know. We're going to do a video on that later, too.
We have another video coming. Yeah, and it makes me wonder what the hell these Hollywood people are spending their money on, because apparently a lot of older stars in Hollywood are broke, and these people have never stopped working. Maybe don't buy a $30 million mansion. I don't know. Just a thought. But yeah, we'll talk about this alternative, and then we'll look at what the views are like, and then we're going to talk about some of the other networks.
Like MSNBC in the morning, with the Morning Joe and all that stuff, right. and what they're seeing a lot of damage over there.
Yes. So this is The Hill. I actually do watch them. I think they're pretty balanced. I know some people are probably going to disagree with me, but I think they're all right. Rob Schneider says he's launching a show to compete with The View. He said Monday is going to launch a show to compete with it. We're going to do an all-ladies talk show that won't be like The View. He told anchor Trace Gallagher on Fox News, so this is legit. He wasn't just trolling. Schneider says show in comparison to ABC's The View will be the opposite because this will be entertaining and it will feature funny women.
They're going to tell jokes and have funny stories and health and wellness.
That's kind of what it started, because I remember when it very, very first started, it was Barbara Walters and Joy Behar is the only one that's been on there like the whole time. But they had like that with Meredith Vieira, she was on there, and that one Debbie Matenopoulos, is that who she was?
I don't remember the name.
She was on there, and they had a lawyer, Star Jones. She was on there.
Yeah, I remember that. And they did back then talk more about wellness and funny stories, and they were just funny. They were hired because they were funny.
It was just women just talking about whatever, and it was just having coffee. It was
now it's just a bunch
coffee talk.
And it was people were diverse across the board as far as like their opinions. And now it's just like an echo chamber, and it's like the morning hags, and they were there like constantly harping on everyone, and they're just so bitter all the time. And it's just like, I would love to see a show with funny women talking about anecdotal stories and like health and wellness, and being a more funny version of The View, because that's what The View was.
Well, if they have tryouts, Kiki, you should.
Yeah, there you go. No, then I have to go on camera, and I don't want people to be disappointed.
You can see her fire eyes in real, like her eyes. Literally, the lava pours out. They run down. The lava runs down her face like tears, and then the flames just shoot skyward.
It's true.
And she lets her rip.
Smoke comes out of my ears. It's a whole thing. Smoke comes out of your ears. Out of every orifice. Anyway, continue.
That is another kind of a show.
Yeah.
It's going to be a funny show. Not going to be drowning people in politics.
Thank God.
It's not going to be shaming people and making people wince. Well, that's good. I mean, again, that's kind of what it started out as. And I think 2016 broke a lot of people, and the media really leaned into the anti-Trump sentiment because back then it was great for views, right? A lot of people tuned in just to either to watch because they agreed or to hate watch. And I guess
what's going on now with The View.
Yeah. So for all this talk of like, hey, the View's dying, we'll talk about MSNBC and CNN. That's a whole nother thing. But The View apparently is doing pretty good because I think a lot of people are hate watching it just to get those clips. Like, what dumb shit is Whoopi and Sunny going to say?
Mostly those two, yes. Enjoy. She has her moments too.
She's just a very bitter woman. So this is coming from Variety. The View scored its high. Now they could be doing damage control too. The View scored its highest viewership in a decade with intense post-election episode exclusive. They said, according to ABC analysis, ABC's own analysis,
Nielsen data.
The View averaged a little over 3 million viewers during the week of November 4th.
Now I want to know what it is now. Right. I know it's hitting tops in September and stuff. It was hitting number one and stuff. And it's for its slot, which is the daytime. Come on, there's not a lot of people watching the daytime. It's people who have jobs.
They said making it tops among.
Sorry, their audience might not. Anyway,
you know what? I mean, you're laughing about that. That might actually factor into it.
I'm serious.
That might actually factor into it.
I'm serious. I'm laughing because I'm like, that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Specifically on Wednesday, November 6th, the day after the election, The View attracted 4.470 million viewers, which made it the show's most watched episode since Barbara Walters' farewell in 2014.
Well, people wanted to probably see the meltdown.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And they were not disappointed. And more people are talking about The View now than we're talking about The View 3 or 4 months ago. And they're talking about because Whoopi's crazy, Joy's crazy, Sunny's crazy.
Well, they're talking about here, host was noted she was profoundly disturbed. Well, I'm usually profoundly disturbed with what comes out of her mouth, but here we are. They also were like blaming people who shouldn't be blaming and stuff. The whole thing is insane. I think part of it is because there are a lot of really far people that are just like, extremists that are watching it because they're extremists. And I think there's a lot of people watching it because they want to see what dumb shit they're going to say next. I don't think that necessarily they're well liked. I think that Disney's just going to look at numbers. Disney's not going to, they're not going to care. They just want, if the numbers are there, keep doing what you're doing because it's working, hate views of View.
Yeah.
Same with the Acolyte, that kind of thing.
Well, now you get, yeah, that's pretty much it. You get down to the bottom here. For the week of November 4th, The View averaged a 2.07 rating with households and also averaged 270,000 women, 25 to 54. And 193 women, 18 to 49.
193,000 women. 193 women would be funny.
Yeah, I guess we need to add a couple of zeros. I was just thinking, because I'm thinking
193 is probably more like
marketing. In marketing is usually like, okay, well, we're doing 25,000. So,
oh yeah. A lot of times they have this. Yeah.
So according to Nielsen's live plus same day data, week to week, The View was up 14% in total viewers, 3 million versus 2.689 million, and up 21% with women, 25 to 54. 270 to 158,000, and up 22% with women 18 to 49 hang
but it's
season
still
highs.
But the thing is, okay, here's the thing though, it's up 22% with that other age range, but they were showing that it was down. They don't get a lot though, so that age range is not hitting as hard as they want. And I want to understand, there's such an overlap there. Like, there's got to be more to it than just women in that age range, because 25 to 54 is one counting, but 18 to 49 covers almost all of that again.
Well, they probably are people that identify as...
I was going to say, there has to be more to it than just 18 to 49. There's got to be more identifiers with that.
Yeah.
Because you're basically just counting it twice. So I'm not understanding that one. There has to be more to it than that.
This is very, okay, so this is going to Variety. According to ABC. To ABC.
Now you got to take that into consideration. It's Disney.
Yeah. The View also continues to be number one in households and total viewers among daytime broadcast talk shows and news programs for the fifth straight season, according to ABC. So where is this going to, where is Schneider's going to, if they were smart, they would run it opposite The View on Fox News.
I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't do that.
That would be
because they're going to try to take a chunk out of the Views. Because the Views ratings drop and they aren't making the money, The View's going to get gone. I'm just going to tell you. So if they have a show that's more popular than The View and takes eats a View's lunch, then there's not as much reason for Disney to hold on to their, the morning hags over there.
The morning. That's funny. The morning.
That's
hags.
the second time I said it. You missed it the first time.
I missed it the first.
Yeah,
time.
that's what I call them, the morning hags.
It's
Anyway,
just like kibitzing and bitching, and here's the thing: like real women don't sit around and have coffee and talk about politics all the time. Anymore.
No, we do
not. They bitch about
not.
their husbands. They bitch about their kids. They bitch about their jobs. They bitch about, somebody effing up at the store or something. Because I know I've been there when you're kibitzing with your friends sometimes. And it's very different conversations.
We do have political discussions sometimes, but that's more with my mom. But yeah, it's mostly not.
I'm going to say, I mean, this isn't, I'm not being sexist. I'm not trying to sound sexist, but I think men tend to bitch about that more. Because, like, I know, like, every other conversation with our neighbors are all like, whoa, here's what's going on with the politics.
The difference
today.
is, though, too, we live in an area where the people are older.
Yes.
And my mom's older. And so they're very
Price
focused.
of eggs,
they're very focused.
price of gas.
They're very focused on those things. I mean, a lot of people are focused on the prices going up, but a lot of people are the older people are more focused on politics, I think, than
It's Pennsylvania. The entire state
the younger
is
people
geriatric.
are.
I mean, it is.
And I think the younger people are focused on more day-to-day because they still have jobs and they still are, out. Some older people do too, but you know what I mean? They're like, it's more like day-to-day stuff. When you get older, it's more like, you're focused on that more because is it going to hit my Social Security? What's going on with this? What's going on with that? So I think the age range has a lot to do with it too. But anyway, let's talk about Maddow. Somebody has to.
So we'll talk about that. MSNBC's Rachel Maddow sheds 43% of audience. 43% of audience since Trump's election day victory. And this is just a couple days ago. She got this massive deal. It was like $25 million to be a talking head on MSNBC.
I thought it was more than that, but I don't know what it was.
I thought it was like 50.
I don't know. Somewhere between that range. She got a ton of money, apparently, to do this. And their ratings have just flushed.
She's only once a week. The Rachel Maddow show only airs on Monday
I wish I could get that much money to sit here and talk once a week.
$25 million and you only have a show once a week?
Well, she was on like the other stuff too here and there, but I think her own show was like once a week apparently. I never watch it, so I don't know.
So yeah, Rachel Maddow has been tuned out.
For class when I watch things. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, she's been tuned out by nearly half of her audience since President-elect Donald Trump's election day victory. I watched her election night because I
watched her that night too.
I was expecting tears and
I don't know. A couple times she looked like she was gonna.
I think she was just like, God, this is it. Like this is the end. The end. So MSNBC's Rachel Maddow show lost 43% of total audience in 2024 since election day, averaging only 1.4 million viewers since Trump's decisive win over Kamala Harris. The astounding decline comes when comparing the average audience of Maddow from January 1st, 2024 to election day to the MSNBC show's audience since November 6th.
So it's all apples to apples because it's the same year and everything.
Yeah. So Maddow famously cut the show to once a week. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, just a couple of years ago to pursue other projects despite an enormous salary.
Yep.
And she recently signed a new contract to remain the face of MSNBC for the foreseeable future. The face of failure. I would not.
The face of failure.
I would not want to be the face of MSNBC at this
Why
point.
would they give her a new contract? I mean, I'm assuming it was before the election.
Yeah.
Because I can't think they would have done it after.
What other projects is she doing? Like books?
I don't know. But she's gonna be the face of, was it Spinco?
Spinco.
MSNBC is gonna be Spinco, yeah.
So the biggest stars fared even worse among the advertiser-coveted demographic of adults 25 to 54. 56% of the audience since the election walked, while averaging only 103,000 viewers from the critical category. There are streamers that get more people watching.
There's streamers get more people watching these shows with the numbers we've read in general.
Wow.
But yeah, and that's why they're all mad, because people are watching, they aren't watching them. They might be watching Fox because Fox News went up. They're also watching people on their podcasts, and they're listening to people on YouTube, and they're listening to people on Rumble. And they're very, very pissed about this. I think Rumble had coverage on Rumble was beating the mainstream media, and from my understanding. Yeah,
Bongino, I think he did more, or he did higher numbers than the mainstream media did on election.
And that's why they're mad, because automatically they assume if you are on YouTube or you are on a podcast or you are on Rumble, you are a journalist, which isn't true.
We are the media now. Right?
We actually, they say, but you're talking out your butt. It's like, bitch, we actually came from journalism. That Neon was an editor for, on two or three different publications.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't like we did. And we had blogs for years before we started doing YouTube.
Yeah.
That were noted as Google newsworthy. So don't tell me we aren't, media. But kiss my rear.
We are the media.
But
bitch.
we don't try to say that everything we say is right. We say it's a lot of it is our opinion, and we tell you go research it for yourself.
Yeah.
Don't believe us. Don't take our word for it. We also say vote for who you want. We're not going to judge you either way because we don't. It's not our business who you vote for, and I'm not going to be mean to somebody who votes differently than me because that's stupid unless they're an a-hole.
So yeah, she made $30 million a year on her last contract. The new contract is only $25 million a year.
Oh, so she lost $5 million a year.
But she has a 5-year contract.
And I'm sure that was signed before.
I'm sure. Yeah, what was surprising was that MSNBC doled out $25 million to her to work one night a week. And then the return on investment is that she finishes a distant second to Hannity at 9. Is that money well spent? Rhetorical question, according to this guy from Fox. Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's...
Well, go down. This is here's the key. Here, keep going down, back to where we were. She built her program around passionate criticism of Trump. She had Trump derangement syndrome.
Yes.
That's what her program was for years, and famously pushed since debunked theories tying him to Russia and fixing the 2016 election. And notice how they skipped over the last election when there were some questions that never gets mentioned.
Right.
They thrived off the left loathing against Trump, and I think everything needs to come back to a reasonable center.
Well, here's the thing. I did a video on this yesterday. The media doesn't hate Trump as much as they did in 2016. I think the media, because they are a business.
And they need him.
And they need him. And also they need the customers. And a lot of customers supported him, whether it was enthusiastically or because of desperation or whatever the deal is. He's not radioactive.
I think the reason you had news outlets walk back endorsements and not doing them this time was because they either, knew that he had the majority of people, or in case he got the majority of people, they wanted to, they make more money off of him being in office. They want him to win because they make so much money when he's in office complaining about him. So it's in their best interest. We said that before. It's in their best interest if he won for the fact that they get a lot more views than if he lost.
Oh, yeah.
But he wants to work with everybody and try to fix everything, which I agree with. I don't agree with everything he does. And some of his picks, I'm like, whoa, dude, what the hell? But, I mean, I think that the government has to go back to working together and getting some stuff done for the people instead of fighting each other all the damn time and then everybody else just sit there in the cold. It's getting old. It's getting tiresome. Do your damn job.
Yeah, so things are definitely changing. He's going to be meeting with the CEO of Google on Thursday. He's already met with Zuckerberg.
Good, tell him to knock his crap off.
And of course, we know that him and Musk have date night, once a week.
You're just jealous because you're not there.
Just jealous.
With Musk, not with Trump.
He pulls up in his new Tesla limousine, and then
a Timozine.
His Timozine. Driven by optimists or whatever. I don't know.
Limesla. I don't know. Anyway, I like Timozine better.
Yeah. So here we go. This is another one. TV Insider. Morning Joe and MSNBC ratings reveal network has taken a hit since the election. Oh my God.
No shit. You don't say.
Oh my God, guys.
They were also super far to the TDS,
Super far to the TDS. TDS to the third power.
I don't know. Not as far as Maddow, I don't think, but they're on that same wavelength. I never watched them, but from what I've heard, I actually don't. I try to stay with news that's more. I don't even watch Fox News that much. I try to stay with more balanced stuff. I don't go to either extreme, even though Fox News, has been lately more balanced than some of the other places.
Morning Joe is down 35% among total viewers, averaging 720,000, and down 37% in the key 25 to 54 demographic. Fox News does not specify which figures it's comparing those numbers to. A lot of people, they're pissed, and then they were pissed that they went to Mar-a-Lago or whatever. Yeah,
they said they're trying to say that a lot of people aren't watching them because they're mad because they went and talked to Trump to try to figure out, like they did a journalism, and they did a journalism. They went down to talk to him directly and find out where he was coming from, and then when they came back, they're kind of like, okay, maybe it's not as bad as we thought. After I talked to him, they tried to be journalists, and then their audience turned on them because they weren't confirmation bias. And that's what they're mad about.
They said that they think that the ratings are going to go back up in January. I don't think they're going to. I mean, I think they'll go up somewhat.
I think they will go up some.
Because people want to see but maybe people were taking off for the holidays.
No.
Or
they're going to go up in January, after January 20th. I have zero doubt they're going to go back up because they're going to ramp up their complaining about Trump. Like I said, they wanted him to win because then they have something they could bitch about, and then they'll get more views. So I think it will go back up. I don't know if it'll go back up to the numbers it was before, because he only, after these next 4 years, he's not going to be back. But we might have other people come in they don't like. But they're going to leverage this for everything it's worth. So I think they're going to get their views back up. I don't know how long it's going to last for, depending on how well he does. But I'm just saying, I think come January, it's going to go back up. If people tune in to hear the daily dump on Trump.
Hey, that is a great name for a show, the Daily Dump on Trump.
I'm just saying.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I think it's all ending. I think all this is ending. I think I'm
really interested in the new show that's like The View, but with actual funny women, and it wants to be an uplifting show and not like
actual women talking about.
No, it's actual women, but I mean that these women aren't just radicalized, foaming at the mouth, and that's coming from me, so that's saying something. But they're just I'm not radicalized, but I do get angry. I'm just saying, I'd love to see a show with funny women. They're just there to have fun and to be uplifting and to tell funny stories and to be what The View was supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be something I would love to watch. So
getting replaced, guys. You're getting replaced. We got to wrap it up.
Yes.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.